When your back pain is particularly acute, your sciatica is flaring up, it can be oh so tempting to go down those sorts of activities, those exercises for a quick fix. Hug your knees to decompress and stretch out your back. Do child's pose to take pressure off your lumbar spine. All of these things are common mistakes. Sciatic flossing, round that lower back and point those little toes to get that lumbar spine freed up and open out the space in your lumbar spine. We've heard it all before to decompress your lower back, but it's not working. It's making things worse. And in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about that and also give you one exercise that you must do to get started, especially if you're struggling to move from even the bed to the living room. It's very, very important that we stop flaring things up. Just take a moment to think about how you maybe injured your lower back in the first instance. 9 times out of 10, or even 99 times out of 100, it was rounding over to do something. It was putting the socks on in the morning. It was picking something up. It was activities that involve flexion and forward bending. And just like if you just ripped your trousers bending over, the last thing you'd want to do is going to be bend over again to stretch out all those seams that are already pulled apart and struggling to hang in there. And that's what's happening in your lumbar spine. The reason it's hurting a lot right now is going to be because inflammation is building up in this section where those little nerves come out, the little yellow bits that you can see here. There is inflammation in that area, and that's putting pressure on those. So maybe that's lower back pain you're experiencing, or maybe it's aggravating the symptoms down the leg and you just want to get some relief. And by rounding your lower back and opening up the space, we temporarily take a bit of pressure off, but that makes the cause of the problem worse, and it is not helpful. What should you do instead? We should start learning to engage the core and provide stability. Because when you're at this level of acuteness and it's hurting whatever you do, it's the normal activities of just moving from one place to the next that are creating little movements in that lumbar spine that you're not controlling, not able to control, and that's flaring things up and re-aggravating that scalp, and you're not giving the body time to actually knit things back together again so it can start to stabilize, and then you can do some other strengthening exercises to really rehabilitate properly. What we need to learn to do is stabilize that core with a simple exercise. And I'm gonna show you that right now. So get yourself a little bit comfortable. You can either stand against the wall or you can even lie down while you're doing this. But it's an exercise to engage the core set of muscles that run around the entirety of this lumbar spine. They connect your rib cage to your pelvis the whole way around. It's not a crunch. It's not engaging the six pack through the front here. It is engaging the whole core set. And what we're going to do is we're going to learn to do it with a little bit of breathing to help you do it effectively. You might have been told to engage your core in the past, doing pelvic tucks. That is another way that people commonly teach you to do it. And what is that doing? Think back to what we said earlier. It's rounding that lumbar spine again. It's incorrect and it's not helpful, and unfortunately perpetuates that cycle we spoke about at the start of this video. So get yourself comfy. Hopefully you've done that while I was talking, and we're going to put our hands on our tummy. Okay, this is a very, very simple exercise and it will look super easy. How on earth is that effective? If you do it right, it will be. And you may struggle to do this, and that's okay. It'll take a bit of practice, and I'll touch on that a little bit more later on. So what we're going to do, hands on the tummy, and we're going to take a deep breath in from the belly. And then as we breathe out, our tummy is going to come in. I'll hold my shirt nice and tight. And we can see. You can see very clearly from the front, because I've over-exaggerated it, the tummy coming back in, but all sides are coming in. Now imagine you're blowing out one of those candles. We're going to do it again. This time round, we're going to breathe in, then we're going to breathe out, and we're going to imagine one of those candles, those ones that keep lighting up, they're there, and we're trying to blow those out. We're doing it with a perfect spine. We're not rounding our spine at all, because that is going to be a problem as well for you. We're going to try and blow those candles out until all the air, every last bit of air in your lungs has been expelled. And what we're going to do is we're going to do it right now. So candles there in front of you. Take a big breath in from the tummy and then blow out. That's it. That's all I've got. Hopefully when you did that, you could start to feel, at some point you will eventually feel that core engaging properly. And you might have felt it like I did, around here down the front. Belly button being at this level, down to the bony bit on the front of my pelvis, which is just here. Or you might have felt it on the back somewhere. Maybe around that area that you've got the injury, there's a little bit more sensitivity in that region and you might have felt it here, or maybe up at some of the ribs a little bit higher up, you might have felt it there. But that is one of the fundamentals, learning to engage and brace the core so that when you're walking around the house, this section that's injured has a bit of support for it. It's not twisting. Twisting is coming from other areas. This is held nice and steady. And if you do that, you're going to start to give your lower back time to build a bit of cumulative healing, calming the area down, in conjunction with some other things, which we can talk more about later, that is going to really, really help you get some momentum and stop going around in this horrible acute cycle of serious pain that's debilitating and making you unable to do the things you want to do on a daily basis. This is the sort of stuff we go through in our Back in Shape program, because at the end of the day, when you're in a lot of pain, sometimes you don't care right then why you have to do these things. You just want to be told what to do and do something that works, that is addressing the cause of the problem and moving you forwards in the recovery process. And you click a link underneath this video or above my head to learn more about the Back in Shape program. And you can get started today with a free trial and learn in a little bit more detail that core engagement that I just discussed and a few other key specific exercises that you need to do right now that will help you start to address the cause of your lower back pain and take you out of this acute phase and start building on that with the right sort of strengthening exercises. And once things have settled down a little bit, and if you need that extra little bit of help, you can always reach out to us inside the program and give you tons more advice and support. But learn more about all the things the program has to offer. You can sign up using the link below, and we look forward to seeing you and helping you get your back in shape very, very soon.